demand, but it's not being met, so wages are rising. Next. So then people say, but poverty has increased, there's all kinds of inequality, etc., etc. Okay, let's have a look with whatever data we have. I mean, what data you have in your mind, I don't know, which may be showing. I'm not disputing anybody, I'm just looking at whatever donkey's ears, as they say. But I don't even take the Indian definition, I take the international definition.
To say a few words about the dignitaries on the dais, of course, those who have been covered by Professor Charan Singh is fine. There we have among us very galaxy of the people around us, the Nepal's ambassador to India, the Chardi affairs, then ambassador of Bhutan to India, and many other, the Director General and Vice Chancellor of IIFT and many other. I'm not going to, but everybody knows. So let me quickly set the tone. What is the purpose? The regional economic integration is a vital driver of sustainable growth, particularly in South Asia, a region characterized by vast demographic diversity, economic potential, and shared challenges. IGRO Foundation, in collaboration with think tanks in the countries in the region, endeavors to share the development experience among them. This conference seeks to analyze Indo-Nepal bilateral relations, focusing on economic growth, trade, tourism, investment, and cultural connectivity. Nepal and India share an unparalleled historical, cultural, and economic bond. However, evolving geopolitical and economic dynamics necessitate a persistent academic dialogue to assess opportunity for collaborative development and integration. The main objectives of this conference include India has embarked upon a very important journey to become developed nation by 2047. This is well known. What is less known is this India seeks to showcase India's model of economic growth, Viksit Bharat and Sashakt Bharat, fostering regional cooperation to boost both growth and development.
Is taken from international sources. Whenever I compare, it's the WDI World Bank indicators. So in this I have
to speak to us on Viksit Bharat in detail, the journey that we have done. And we are very fortunate that Dr. Arvind Virmani, who started his career in the World Bank, came back to India in mid-80s, worked at the Planning Commission for many years, and then was the chief economic advisor of our own country. He was then appointed as executive director at the International Monetary Fund in Washington. That's where I interacted with him extensively, and that is how the think tank took its shape. Dr. Arvind Virmani later on was appointed as member of NITI because he has traveled this journey together from the reforms of 1991 to the modern economic era. We thought that a detailed discussion from Dr. Virmani would be really useful in setting the tone for us. The scholarly and rigorous presentation would help frame the thought of scholars, policymakers, and academicians on future research agenda.
And 14, I quote, हमारे संबंध कागज की कश्तियों से आगे नहीं बढ़े हैं, हमारे संबंध दिलों की दास्तान कहते हैं. Indeed, our relations are
etc. Again, we need not go into technical details, but that shows consistently that the overall manufacturing and gives you China's share of various manufactured expenses. Looking at the opportunities and challenges which are there. Opportunity, it turns out the global structure, how it's changing, etc., which may be of interest also to all of you who may not be that directly working on India, but this is going to affect every country in the world. So think of it from that perspective, that I'm looking at the various changes which are happening internationally will provide an opportunity for India. I mean, the implication for other countries, you or the conference may consider. The challenges which are well known to many of us, but I think they are important for us only to be aware of. And finally, I'll give you a little picture of the projected where we believe we can and will reach. Next. So where do we stand? So I will go quickly over 4 or 5 issues. What has been happening to per capita growth, employment and wages, poverty and distribution. If you read newspapers, you'll hear a lot about this. But you can see this as an illustration of what very rightly Dr. Wagle said. We must have a data-based approach. You know, everybody can have an opinion, but first we have to say what is the data, what is it showing us, okay? And then we must analyze.
Okay, ma'am. As a Nepal's foreign minister, how do you see India-Nepal relations?
I think we have the best of relations. I think when India says neighborhood first, they put us as number 1 on the list. And for Nepal also, India is the most important country. As you know, we have, as we spoke in this session also, we have a very, very old relationship in terms of not only socio-cultural, but even for trade, for commerce, for connectivity. Everything is very closely related. So we are very, we hold our relationship with India with very great value. I think this has been a very good, I think this has been the beginning of a very good exercise on track to diplomacy, to really sit down and think about the policies that are being framed between the two countries, between the maybe the different kind of MOUs we'll be entering in. And I think this is a place for us to exercise based on data, based on research, what will be the implication of how we will go together in this Asian century.
Okay, sir, what's the main objective of today's conclave? Can you please share overview?
Thank you very much. You know, India and Nepal share the closest of relations. These relations are of course civilizational, but they are also economic. We are the largest partners of Nepal in economy. This is a gathering of people from Nepal and India who are involved with economics and how we can cooperate together. So there's a great deal of conversation on Viksit Bharat, there's conversations on regional cooperation. So therefore this is a very important conference, because I also would like to highlight something here. It's brought together those who are specialists and not those who are only guided by the big ticket issues of politics between countries, between nation states, but those who are experts, because they must have a meeting of the mind and take things forward for the benefit of both the countries and the societies and people at large. Look, this is very important, that a country like Nepal, with whom we have these closest of ties, and India, as we are growing to become the 3rd largest economy in the world, we have regional cooperation. We cooperate with each other. Cooperation is not a one-way ticket. It requires collaboration, it requires understanding, and it requires each other to understand what the other has to offer so you can leverage it. That's what a conference like that does. Top level people, high level people from India's Niti Aayog, Nepal's top professors, their foreign minister has been here. It's a very important reaching out to build a confluence of minds at the highest level.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.